Yeah.
All right.
Hello, folks out there in Facebook land. You're watching the Dish on Dogs. We're going to go live 2 minutes, so we got to remember that we can say whatever we want now, but when the thing, we can curse, we can say shit, we can say all kinds of things now, which is very natural for me.
We can say hi to Pete Fucker.
Pete Fucker. Hey, Pete Fucker and Trendy out there. Hi. That's the last time I can say that, so I got to be very careful.
Because he's going to yell at you.
We got Corey with us today, Corey Packer, the media guru. He's going to join us. We're going to talk about franchising. We're going to talk about our trip to Detroit. We're going next week. Our trip to Pittsburgh. We just came from there. So this is going to be a good show. We have our ambassador, Zooming Rosie. My ex-co-host, Jackie Bondanza, is here, who quit months ago. She's an encore performance. She couldn't get enough of this.
Couldn't get out of it.
The beautiful and lovely Danielle Janese is behind the camera here. Newly promoted to director of training, correct? Big shot. She's getting new business cards. We're gonna go live here in a few minutes, and I got to behave myself because I have some old friends in Florida. They don't do this Facebook. They sit in their rocking chairs and I don't know, smoke pipes. I don't know what's in it, but so we got to be, I have to be careful here. The Facebook Live. I'm not on Facebook, so I don't even know what's happening there. What's the matter?
That sounds like the longest intro ever.
Yeah, well, we got to see.
That was the intro before the intro.
Yeah, that was.
Well, I guess I got to go over all this. That's the thing.
I get it.
I got to go now say the same stuff for different people, different things. Ric Flair, who's that? Pete. He says, "Oh Jesus, Ric Flair."
I put that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. That's me walking into the radio
Oh, I
station
got
tonight.
you. Oh, yeah, I
That's
see.
Ric Flair.
All right. Oh, so you're 443. I got to remember that now, right?
Yeah.
I don't have you in my phone.
Well, he doesn't have your phone number yet.
He did at one point when we were dealing with Boomer. Because I was calling him like every day.
Oh, right.
And then he must have deleted my phone.
No, maybe you got a different.
I haven't had this thing for 15 years.
Right, if you got a different number.
Well, let's see. I'm going to put in.
It's coming up the number, so you don't have it.
No, yeah.
He's like, you're the 443 number, right?
Oh, no, I got Corinne, who screws me up with her name, Corinne. It's with the E. It's torture.
Who's the name of your room? Corrine.
Yeah, it's an N, an
Sounds like
E, and the after the thing.
Should I put these on? I don't need them.
You don't need them.
We can hear him just fine.
Right.
Yes.
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Oh, shit. Shit.
Yeah, right. Get it all out. Get all the curses out now.
This guy hates me.
In 5, 4, 3.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Dish on Dogs, the dog show about, no, it's the show, it's the show about dog behavior. All right, it's a long night. It's 8 o'clock. It's past my bedtime. I'm your host, Mike Gould, founder and mayor of Houndstown, USA, home to the happiest dogs on earth. For those of you who don't know, Houndstown, USA is a fully interactive doggy daycare, overnight boarding facility, full-service spa. I got this down. We have some special guests today. We're going to join our brand director. First of all, why is Houndstown, USA home to the happiest dogs? I say it a lot. Tonight you're going to find out why it's the home to the happiest dogs. What separates us. So the Dish on Dogs, it's the show for those of you listening. Every night we have a different topic, or every Monday, every week. Thank you. Jackie Bondanza, by the way, who just joined us. My ex-co-host is here. We have our dog ambassador, Rosie, the two-legged dog. So we had a lot of fun. For you guys on Facebook, stay with us on our 7-minute break, and Zooming Rosie's going to zoom around the airport here. So the Dish on Dogs, so kind of says it all in the title, the Dish on Dogs. We dish out information about dogs. We answer the questions of why dogs dig. They bury their bone. We learned that today. Dogs dig, they jump, they hump, they lick their genitals. Why do they lick their genitals? These are eternal questions that we answer here. They lick their genitals. You probably obviously know that, right?
I do.
Why don't you, let's back it up.
Go ahead.
Before we talk about genitals, let's introduce Corey.
All right.
Let's introduce Corey.
Okay, so, yes. So with us tonight, Corey Packer is the director of brand director.
Yeah. Yeah.
Franchise. So he's the media guru. Media guru. There's only one person in the world cooler than Mike Gould, the mayor of Poundstown, and that's Corey Packer.
Yes!
So yeah, he's
Wow.
as cool as can be.
Wow, that's-
So welcome to our show, my friend.
Thank you.
So you do amazing things. How do I know these? Because we see the results. So you promote our brand, and you've been working. Just a little bit about your background. And why you're associated with us. You have a lot of opportunities out there. You have an amazing background in what you do, and so tell us about yourself, and then talk to us about Houndstown, USA.
Sure. Yeah. So I know a little bit about the genital thing.
Licking? Right.
No, I know
Okay.
nothing of that actually.
Okay.
Anyway, my background.
I just like to
It's
say,
like a bad joke that he just says.
But it's like-
not,
yeah. Let's just get it out
the
there.
punchline still has not been delivered. Just
Right,
yet.
it's going to deliver. So first of all, I like to say it. It's something funny. I can say it seriously, but I'm laughing inside. So there's a genital sniff. Why do dogs do it? Why do dogs lick their genitals? Because they can. That's the punchline. All right, let's go.
Because they can?
Right. So let's go back with Corey.
I warned Jackie of our
Yeah.
dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Before.
and we got to watch ourselves. So, by
Yeah.
the way, he does a podcast. So, podcast, for those of you who don't know, we'll get into that. This is going to be a little random. So, Corey does his own podcast, and he invited me on. And it's a whole different thing than regular radio because there's no censorship. So, I kind of describe it as verbal skinny dipping.
Yeah.
It's liberating, right?
Yeah.
You can go there and you don't have to be so uptight. And I had a
Yeah.
great experience with that.
Yeah,
So,
that
go
was a
ahead.
good time.
Tell
So-
us about everything.
So my background is film by trade, so cinematography. What you see on the big screen or on TV, what it looks like, the colors and all that stuff. That's my traditional background. But I kind of like doubled down when I moved to New York like a couple years ago because I was like, I don't want to be in the union and like do all the film crap and all that stuff because they pay
Oh, really?
terribly
Oh.
unless if you've been there for a long time or you
Right.
have a higher
I
position
know.
or whatever.
Okay,
So they don't pay well. So I doubled down on like digital media and stuff like that for businesses and stuff. So I got a job. I was the creative director for I Love Kickboxing, which is a pretty big boutique fitness franchise that has hundreds of locations around the country. Did that for a couple of years, then moved to Charlotte, opened up Powerhouse Marketing, which is a digital marketing agency, which was what led me to Jackie through a friend of ours.
Actually, a franchisee, one of our franchisees, Colleen.
Colleen,
Colleen,
yeah.
Colleen
Actually, you're
from
right.
Garden
She's
City.
the owner of Houndstown Garden
Yeah.
City.
So she put us in contact, and it took us like 6 months to kind of nurture the relationship and stuff like that to really like have you guys kind of trust us to know what we're doing.
It took a lot of you talking.
Yeah.
Get me convinced that you actually knew what you were
Just do
talking
it.
about.
Yeah. So, anyways, in a nutshell, here we are almost a year later where I'm basically full time with Houndstown, and we're getting insane results for these locations. So,
And we're going to talk about that in a little while.
Yeah.
So I'm so impressed by what you do. It really is amazing, the technological part of it, the technology, and the way you stay ahead of the curve. But when you came to Houndstown, what did you like about it that you found that why'd you accept the offer to work for us? Because we feel very privileged that we were able to recruit you.
So it wasn't even like I kind of like I'm a big picture type of. Well, at least in this instance, I'm a big picture type of guy because I told my business partners, like even before I even talked to Jackie, I was like, this is like a huge opportunity, not for just us, but for Houndstown. And I just saw everything good that Houndstown is doing that the competitors and other businesses are literally not doing, or not doing it like the right way. And I just like you guys are really kind of sold it. Like you, I mean, you're insane.
No words.
Yeah,
needed.
there's no words. So, but like, I loved it, and like,
But he'll provide them anyway.
yeah, exactly. But I just couldn't really like. I was just blown away by like my experience working, not even as like a client or because I'm not a customer. We don't have a Houndstown in DC,
Right.
So like, I don't get that experience, but just seeing and talking to all the people and interviewing people and hearing their stories and just seeing like how amazing you guys are and what you've done. It's just like, that's why.
But and it's funny you say that because the feelings are mutual because we have kind of a high energy. I think it's undeniable that we're passionate about what we
For
do.
sure.
We live and breathe this 365 days a year. This is what we do. And we have that high energy. So when we seek out franchisees and anybody else that we're working with, we're looking for that same energy. And I can tell you have that crazy, passionate energy. We know, so it just comes through. We don't have to look at a resume. We didn't have to look at your Price is Right tape or whatever. Was it The Price is Right? No,
Yeah, The Price is Right.
Right.
Yeah,
He's a star on The Price is Right, by the way. So we didn't have to look at any of these things, right? You didn't come for like a job interview. You obviously don't wear a suit and
I
tie.
don't wear a suit, yeah.
You don't look, and we talk about, the funny thing is, I'm going to say this really honestly. So, we as humans stereotype things, right? You think of people. So if you're thinking Corey's sitting in here and he's the brand director and he has this ridiculous amount of experience in this industry, you might not think he's tattooed all over the place. He's in his flannel and he's sitting here and we're laughing and he's got scotch in his coffee like I do. So you wouldn't think that, So that's what. But on the same token, we don't discriminate against dogs. So the point of the matter is we judge and feel energy. So that's what we're all about, is judging energy. So that's it. So I guess that is the point. So you found us, we found you, and we're so excited about. So the great thing, and this is the funny part about resumes, they don't mean anything. I don't care where you went to school, what you did is what you do now. So tell us a little bit, what are you doing for our brand, Houndstown?
So I couldn't agree with you more about the resume thing. Actually, I've never had a company ask me, "Oh, where'd you go to school?" Or what? Let me see. It's all
Right.
It's all
BS.
It's all
It's BS.
yeah. It's whatever.
Right.
But what I'm doing for the brand is basically creating and telling the stories of the clients, the customers, the dogs, the things that people can't see that aren't clients, right? So like if you have a population of people that aren't clients of Houndstown, we need to be able to show every one of those people, what you guys are about. So that's exactly what I'm doing. Is I'm taking this content that we've created together and publishing it and putting it out there to the masses, so they then say, "Oh, well, what is this
You can
place?"
help build the brand.
Exactly. Yeah.
And one of the and I don't really follow what you guys do, Jackie. You guys are doing behind the scenes things and stuff. But one thing the only thing I really asked for was to make everything fun, because Houndstown is a fun brand. It's not serious. We're not psychoanalyzing dogs and their tails wagging in a certain direction if they were hugged by their mother or not. We want dogs to come to our facilities and, as I say, hump, jump, and dump, have a blast, and have fun. So that was the only kind of criteria I wanted for you to do. Whatever you produced had to be fun. It's not so serious.
Yeah. So do you? I mean, the commercial that we shot.
Yeah. It's funny because, like I said, I was down in Atlanta recently, and I used this phrase, hump, jump, and dump. The people down there laughed hysterically. They spit out their coffee. Yet other people found it offensive. Not many, but just one or two people. And I'm like,
Right. Well, that's why it's important. It's so important to have a sense of humor. For
We gotta have a sense of humor.
Because
Yeah.
that's a huge part of our brand.
So listen to what we're doing. We're going to take a break. We're going to take a 2-minute break. We're going to stay on Facebook. Shout out. We'll come back and we'll reintroduce Corey, Jackie, Zooming Rosie. We'll be back in 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Perfect timing.
What?
Good timing.
He's been doing this for about 3 years.
Really? Jesus.
He's
Can
got
they
it
still hear
down
me?
now.
Can they still hear me?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, not here. I thought you meant
Oh,
in there. No.
shit.
No. They can hear you. Hey, shit.
Hey,
Fuck.
hey,
Hey, suck it.
Hey!
Oh, what?
my God.
Oh, I don't know. Never mind.
This is
Who
why
used to
you're
do
the-
that?
She said,
You
"Hey."
used to do that.
Wait, what did you
Danielle used. I just said something I shouldn't have
No,
said.
what? Yeah.
I can't tell you now. She I got
I'm
yelled.
blaming it on her?
I will, because she did.
Well,
That's
do it-
when she was drunk at the. When you, that's,
Wait, what did he say? I didn't hear.
I can't say it
Yeah,
now. They yelled
he's
at me.
not
I'll write it
repeating it.
down.
Write it
Right?
down.
So
Write it down.
Oh.
Did anybody else hear?
nobody's listening. Thank God. Everybody's
Now,
got a life.
Corey, Cody.
Remember, you used to say that all the time. That's all she said. I do it now. I get in trouble. All right.
Wow, we don't want to. That's not part of our brand.
I know, but
Yeah,
I thought
we're
Facebook.
off-brand.
Oh, I see. We're
Off-brand.
off-brand. Sorry. Sorry.
What's people saying?
Cody's on. Joe's
Cody.
on. Colleen's on.
Ooh, yeah.
Colleen, here's your buddy over here, Colleen.
Eileen.
Eileen Bondanza?
Yeah, Bondanza.
Oh,
Hi,
oh, you
Mom.
got- hi, Mom. We got a good group of people listening.
45 seconds.
What was I going to say? I was thinking of something. Cody's down there. I wonder if Megan. I want to give a shout out to all of them. Joe, Cody.
So let's talk about Pittsburgh in the opening
Yeah,
of Pittsburgh.
let me introduce. I got to say hello to
Colleen,
some
I was
people.
very offended by the homecoming joke.
I got to watch. I'm sorry. I have this freedom of Facebook. Oh, Mother in Heaven. I got to watch. Come on, everybody grow
Am
up
I
a little
good?
bit, right?
Or am I like?
What's that?
Am I good?
Yeah, you're doing great. You're natural. You know that. You just want that. You want your ego can't be
I
blown
know.
up
Listen,
anymore.
I do the same to you. So I mean, what do you say?
In 5, 4, 3.
So,
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Dish on Dogs. I'm your host, Mike Gould, Mayor of Houndstown, USA, home to the absolutely happiest dogs on earth. We're going to explore that in a little while. Why? Just before I get going here, I'm a little nervous. I got a very several prestigious guests here, and so I have Zooming Rosie with me. She's the ambassador to Houndstown. I got the very lovely Jackie Bondanza. And of course, Corey Packer, our brand director, he's kind of a guru of this whole genre. Is that a good word, genre?
Sure.
Okay. So, but before I do, I got to give my shout outs, of course, to my friend Joan and Tom Sullivan. She's the matriarch of the Sullivan family down in Beverly Hills, not California, Beverly Hills, Florida. Not quite the same, but they're there and they're faithful listeners. And then, of course, I know that Kristen and Pete in Detroit are listening.
Oh, they are?
Oh yeah, well they are. Yeah, they are. What's Danielle say?
Sam's on too from Pittsburgh.
Oh, Sam, your friend Sam.
Your friend Sam that you offended.
That you said smells good?
Sounds about
Oh, Sam! Sam, that's all you had to say. Sam from Pittsburgh. The nicest smelling human being I've ever met in my life. I've never felt. Sorry, Sam, that was a Freudian slip. All right, so, all right, let me regroup here. I got to get
guess I'm not doing my
yeah.
By the
job
way,
correctly.
everyone, this is why I quit the show.
Yeah, she quit on me. She didn't want to get sued. She wanted to be home drinking wine.
Didn't want to
So,
get sued.
right, she didn't want to get sued. All right. So all my friends are listening. Yes, Sam, I love.
You named like 3 people.
No.
Joe and Cody from
John and
Pittsburgh.
Cody.
Right.
Colleen.
Colleen and Ann.
My mom.
My mom,
Who's
right.
in Florida also.
She's down there in
Tampa.
Florida. Faithful listener.
So
Hi,
we
Eileen.
got 10 or 12 people.
All right, good.
All right.
All right, so let's get back to what the
Reality,
hell
yes.
we talk. All right, let's get back to reality. So we're going to talk to Corey Packer, our brand director. So let's talk about, while we're on the topic of Joe, Cody, all of our friends, Sam, Megan, all of our friends, Lauren. I know them all. Mike, I know them all out in Pittsburgh. So we were just out there and we did our 2-week training out there because they had their grand opening on Penn Avenue in Pittsburgh. So anybody listening, this is it's the nicest doggy daycare facility in Pittsburgh by far. And it's a fact. If you don't believe me, what do? Go try it out. They'll give you a free day of daycare and you make your judgments yourself. I don't have to promote it. You do it for yourself. So they're listening and we did our training and it's a lot of fun. It's fun to watch these businesses develop. That's really what our passion is, to take these things and really see how they develop and expand and grow. The backbone of that is Corey, what he does. Corey develops, obviously nowadays, of course, just by virtue we're on Facebook. This is a whole new, is that what we call it, Facebook? Right, it is
Yes, it's
Facebook.
called
I get it
Facebook.
mixed up, FaceTime, Facebook. So this is an amazing thing. So just for an example, so Joe and Cody out there, they're doing their what we call temperament evaluations, where dogs come to our new places and we do a meet and greet, make sure that your dogs are going to have fun in our facilities. They're not going to be stressed out, that they're going to have a good experience. And we're opening next week in Detroit, Metro Detroit. We're opening this 11,000 square foot mega Houndstown.
It's massive.
It's massive. It's the biggest by far doggy daycare, huge indoor play areas. So before here's the most impressive thing about this. And I'm an old man, so back in the day, we put an ad in the Yellow Pages or something, and so now we're not even there yet. And I think you were saying before the break, before we went on the air, what's happening out in Detroit?
Well, Detroit, particularly right now, has, I think we're at 23 evals right now.
And so they're opening Saturday, November 2nd.
Yeah.
And our goal as a brand, as we open in these new markets where Houndstown is not known at all, our goal is to roll the brand out, as quickly as possible and get the franchisees a couple dozen evaluations before they even open their doors. So that is what we rolled out starting with Pittsburgh.
Yep.
And I think they did 12 or 13 evals in that first couple of days they opened.
Yeah.
We have had an even bigger success in Detroit because we tweaked the system a little bit and how we run the ads. This is all social media, which is really crazy that we're reaching so many people and so many potential customers on social media. So you've found this kind of hack
It's literally a hack.
really target people that are fitting our profile, that are going to come in and be really good potential customers for all of our franchisees. So for Detroit, I think we're already up to like 23 evaluations in the first 3 days that they're open. So our goal, and what you've been working on, Corey, really is making sure that we get as much traction as possible so that these franchisees are opening their doors and they've got customers waiting outside.
Yeah.
Our overall goal is to get people up and running and to cash flow positive and making money as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
So in my mind, a big part of your role is to do that and to, get people the customers that they need to get them making money as quickly as possible.
Yeah, well, what the way that we're doing it is we're not like putting stuff in the yellow pages and hoping someone reads it. The stuff that we're putting out there, the exact people that we want to see the ad will only see the ad, and at the time that they're in the buying process, they're more than likely gonna buy than not. And buy, I mean click the ad and then respond immediately. So they're not just like, we're not just throwing stuff on the wall and seeing what sticks. We are literally only targeting the people that are exactly Houndstown material.
Right.
It's a very specific
Very specific.
program
Yeah.
that requires months and months of really work on your end to weed through all of the potential people. There's hundreds of thousands of people in Pittsburgh and Detroit, and we're weeding through that to target just the right customers that are going to come in. So we're not wasting money. And I think for Pittsburgh, a couple $100 we spent on $300 to get at least a dozen of these evals in the door. Detroit, I think we spent maybe close to 500.
It's close to 5,
but we've got 23 people potentially coming in.
Yeah.
So, as a brand, our role is to constantly be staying on top of this and to be providing franchisees with customers and customer flow at the lowest possible cost to them.
Exactly.
Right. And I can't help to think that all of these efforts that everybody does, because we are developing our team, and we were voted just recently the number 11th fastest growing franchise in the country.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were.
We got some sort of award
right.
from Franchise
Yeah.
Help.
I think
We're number 11 out of 12.
I think my no, that's
11 of 11.
No, that's my son in school. No, no. We really did. It was obviously it's some survey, but we were. And the bottom line is whether we have these awards or we don't have these awards. The truth is, so what Corey is saying and doing is more importantly, not saying we see the results. Once the dogs or the customers come in the door, it's the rest of the team's jobs to capture them and make the experience, which we do. And that's really what's phenomenal to me.
Yeah.
So when I talk about, Houndstown, I just founded this. Everything else is the people that are the franchisees, the customers, all of our employees. We have this system down. So I think our conversion rate is like, what, like 90, what is it?
It's in the 90s.
90. So can you imagine that for every 10 dogs that come for our temperament evaluation, 9 of them become customers.
At
And
least,
the other
I think
one
it's
is probably,
closer to 90.
right, and the other one is probably one of our competitors coming in to see what we're doing. So we have this amazing conversion rate. And we'll talk in this next segment. After this, on the break, for those of you on Facebook. We're going to just do a little video of Zooming Rosie. And then when we'll come back and talk about these differentiators, there's all these big words these days.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that. And then in the fourth segment, we're going to talk about Detroit and this unique partnership we're creating with the Michigan Humane Society. And this is my hopes is this is going to be a national campaign. I'm flying out to Michigan on Thursday to meet with the Humane Society, Michigan Humane Society. And if everything goes well, they will be a partnership with Houndstown all over the country.
Wow.
So that's really
I think
cool.
That's a great brand.
And that's Houndstown Charities is going to be involved in that. And speaking of Houndstown Charities, Zooming Rosie, of course, we rescued her. This poor dog was abused, beaten, something.
Yeah, that's what they say.
That's what they say, but she doesn't know it. She's an inspiration. You watch this, and then don't worry about stubbing your toe when you're going to the bathroom tonight.
What?
I don't know.
That was amazing.
All right, let's go, folks. All you kids in Facebook land. Oh, she was falling asleep.
I know.
We got to wake her up. So we want to show you Zooming Rosie because she is an inspiration. First, she's going to zoom with or without her. And this isn't a sad story. This is what I tell people. Humans look at Rosie and go, aw, or she's got a wheelchair. This isn't an awe story. This is a wow story. Come on, let's go out here and let her zoom around. Let me grab, can you grab her wheelchair, Corey? So, just put her on the ground. 5, yes. So she don't get road rash, we put her on the top. Here she comes. Here's my little girl. So, this is a happy dog. Let me see if I can sit down. Rose, good girl, Rose. Yeah, this is one woman that truly loves me, right? Here's Zooming Rosie. Why?
And the best part is she goes into the playroom without her wheelchair sometimes, not always, because it's not always good for her, but she runs around and she interacts and she plays with the other dogs and she doesn't need 2 legs or wheelchair, so it's kind of amazing to see how the dogs adapt once they get into this social pack environment.
Right. So let's just, and so she has no feelings in her legs, right? But again, that's not an awe story. She is cool, right? She'll follow me. She's a faithful companion. And the first reaction people have, and this goes to people with disabilities. When you look at a dog like that, look, she's walking, a miracle. Look, there's a miracle at the MacArthur Airport. She's walking. So,
She's so fast.
You're right. So we found her up in the Hollywood Hills. She was zooming around. I mean, giving her nice, good lamb lung helps the matter. That helps her love me. This is like giving a woman diamonds. Ow, Jesus Christ. This is lamb lung. We call it canine crack. It's good stuff. Let's put her in her buggy and see if...
Come on, Rosie, you want to see one?
So this is Zooming Rosie. This is part of Houndstown Charities. This is the type of dog that can come to Houndstown. Doggy daycare.
And actually, when she was first rescued by her rescue in LA, she didn't have a wheelchair at all, but she came from Armenia. And Eddie's wheels fitted her with a wheelchair for free, so that's really been great for her. She around.
Kind of. She's Rose. Yeah. Hi, Rose. Good girl. So the point is she can do this day in and day out. She can go up mountains, down mountains. She's nonstop. This is her at 8:30 at night. You have to be in a daycare all day. So this is, if you're not inspired by this, don't feel bad for her. Learn from her. Learn. This is no complaints there. Zooming Rosie. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, what more can we say? Oh, tail, she's a mess. She obviously has a diaper on. She chews her tail. I mean, she's a mess. I told Jackie, let's cut her tail off. She has no feeling in her back legs. I'm only kidding. By the way, I love Zooming Rosie, and let's see if she loves me. Look at her. She loves Pop. She loves the crack, but so anyway, this is a Houndstown charity, a perfect example of just the animal brain and how she's not feeling sorry for herself. She doesn't even know anything's wrong with her. Zooming Rosie. She's got her own Instagram page.
Zooming Rosie.
Zooming Rosie. Hi, baby. Let's see if we can go for a walk. But think of your pet at home right now. Here we are at an airport. There's distractions. There's PA systems. Your dog at home would I don't know, they wouldn't be as stable and sound and secure. Rose, hiya.
Right, the ironic part is she's not really afraid of anything.
She has no fear. Rose. So think of that, what Jackie just said. She has no fear. So if you think of her life where she was supposedly abused by somebody, has no fear of anybody, right? So she's perfectly social. So which is amazing. Come on, Rose. Rosie. You can make her a TSA dog. Come on. Come on. And she crawls up in her crate tonight, and she'll sleep for 8, 9, 10, 11 hours, perfectly fine. It's actually the benefit of it, never mind. Let's go in, our show's almost over. Oh, Zooming Rosie. Dish on Dogs. Come on, honey. Good work. Good work, Rose. Come on.
Let me keep her on for a minute.
Yeah.
That's the sound she makes?
All right, we're moving along. 2 more segments.
Pete and Kristen are watching now.
Trendy, BS. I hope you're Thursday morning, 9 o'clock.
Corinne was on the
Gotta
call and she was
really
like,
get ready.
she was like,
Got a lot of work to do.
why does it call, who is this trendy person? It's Kristen.
But it's funny. When I started seeing some of your Facebook posts, I thought you guys literally were losing your mind by putting these masks around. I don't want
think it's funny.
I think it's
I
hysterical.
think it's a good example of like how this is a stressful time, but you can still maintain your sense of humor and.
Right, they do have that,
Fun.
but drugs play a big role in there. No,
No, we're just kidding.
Kidding. I gotta be so PC.
Yeah, right.
Danielle and I were talking
PC.
about that when we were coming back. It's hard for me. I'm old. I can't keep up with all the PC-ness. It's hard. I want to respect everybody. Really, I do. But it's hard.
You just can't.
No, because dogs are easy. They're just dogs, right? So
We don't talk, so.
you just treat them with respect, and that's the whole point of this. I think it's just so much complications in our world.
Yeah, people suck.
That's the name of the show is going to be People Suck Show. Right. The more people we meet, the more we like dogs. That's
That's what
exactly.
you said today in the bio.
I did? Okay.
I need to see that before
Yeah,
it goes
it's
out.
definitely not going
Yeah,
out.
some of these things have to be,
30 seconds.
they have to be, what do you call it, censored, I guess.
Yeah.
But we just want to have fun. That's the whole point. We're just having fun. Dogs, that's all they want to do. They're not that serious. They don't take life seriously, as you can see with Rosie. She just wants to run around and be loved, and look at her. It gets me crazy sometimes. You know, a lot of times we talk on the show about this toxicity
In
of
5,
humans
4,
and how they
3.
really do so. Nobody here what? Well, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Dish on Dogs. I'm your host, Mike Gould, Mayor of Houndstown, USA, home to the happiest dogs on earth. We have our good friend and brand director, Corey Packer, with us. We have Zooming Rosie, our two-legged canine ambassador to Houndstown. Why is she the ambassador? If you guys watched this 7-minute, she's running around the airport like a lunatic. She has no legs. She chews her tail. She's a mess. But she's one of the happiest dogs on earth. That's why she's here. And she has a very, I guess a sad story. She was abused in Armenia. Is that right, Jackie Bondanza? Yes. Armenia. She was supposedly beaten with a stick. I don't know if any of these stories are true, but the truth of the matter is, for sure, the dogs live in this moment of time, right? They're not thinking about yesterday. They're not thinking about Christmas. They're thinking about her experience running around the airport right now a few minutes ago and now sitting in Jackie's lap. So this is what makes dogs inspirational. They should make inspire you and the folks listening. Okay, so anyway, Corey Packer. Jackie, tell everybody where we're at. I mean, things I can't even keep up with. I just came back from 5 states. I didn't know what time zone I was in. I was in Atlanta. No, seriously.
All on the East Coast.
Yeah, no.
Right, you were not in any different.
Oh, all right, it felt like that. But maybe that was just my...
We've been traveling around. You know, we've been super busy opening and prepping to open. all of these locations. So we had the Houndstown Pittsburgh Strip District that opened on October 5th, and Cody and Joe are the franchisees there, are just really killing it.
Yeah, they're crushing it.
Just, you know, it's, to me, it's very moving to walk into a new store for the first time and to see how much they've taken the brand and taken it seriously, and how well they've represented Houndstown, especially when it's opening in a brand new market. And Joe, the franchisee, just completely delivered with that. And I think that is definitely part of the reason why they've been so successful in just the 2 weeks they've been open.
Yeah.
So we're also gearing up to open Houndstown Metro Detroit. Again, that's going to be like incredible experience just from seeing the photos that Pete and Kristen, the franchisees, are.
Yeah.
So we're excited to see that. But we've also been prepping to open in Orlando, Atlanta, Nashville, North Carolina, second location in Pittsburgh,
Bergen,
and
too.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, Philadelphia
We've got
just
a new franchisee in North Bergen who's hopefully going to be opening next year. So we have our plate full.
We have our plate full.
We are, growing our support and our corporate team, and I think that's one of the main reasons, that you're now here full time, is because it's so important to us that we deliver to our franchisees what we're expected to, and that is support every single day, troubleshooting, and it's also brand growth and brand recognition in the market before they open.
Yeah.
So we always strive to take some of that stress and pressure away from them so they can focus on, their build out and running around and getting the building ready. And we focus on, getting people to the store that first weekend or week or couple months that they're in business. So that's what we've all been doing.
Right. What do you find the most challenging for this? This is new for you, our brand. The work you do is not new, but applying it to Houndstown compared to other franchises you work with, what's been your biggest challenge? I know you have to deal with franchisees, and we have a range, right? We love all of them, but they all have different personalities. They come from completely different backgrounds, and it's kind of amazing, and sometimes it's a little difficult, I think personally, because I deal with franchisees every day, and we love them. They're part of our family, actually, but they have different personalities, just like I have. I'm sure they feel, they have to deal with me sometimes, and that can't be fun. What's your challenge?
Honestly, it's not so much a challenge because, you're selling the experience that Houndstown gives to the community and what it does for dogs. That's the easy part because, when you're dealing with dogs and stuff like that, you're basically dealing with, some people's children. I'm using air quotes for listeners.
Right.
And so it's kind of easy actually. The hardest part is kind of, making sure that there's so much stuff to do on social media, and not just running the ads and following up with people and making sure this person likes his page and just creating the group. There's 100 different things, and you have to do them all collectively for it to work. And getting someone who maybe not, might not be so savvy in social media, because it changes every 6
Like
months.
me, I have no clue what
Exactly.
you're doing.
You don't even know
clue. I don't even know how to
You'd
do
be a
this.
bad franchisee.
Yeah.
Right.
You'd be-
No, but I wouldn't. I'll tell you. Whoa. I wouldn't be a bad franchisee because what I don't know,
You
other
hire
people
for
know.
it.
For sure.
So that is yes.
Yeah,
go ahead.
no. So that's the hardest part is getting certain people to do everything.
Right.
Because the only way that it works is if everything is
Exactly.
going to all cylinders.
Exactly, and it is complicated. I understand, and just like the customers have to trust us. That's a huge part of people bringing their beloved pets to us. Is they trust us because we're very straightforward, very transparent. Franchisees have to trust us. We're not infallible. We make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, and so we're not perfect by any stretch of imagination. But we work hard towards perfection, and we learn from, as you said, as Jackie said, we learn from Pittsburgh. We're going to learn from Detroit, and we're going to add these things. But one comment I want to make, because a lot of times people don't even really know what franchising is, and I'll be honest. So there's obviously mom and pop stores, right? And it's personally sad to me that there aren't mom and pop stores anymore, but they really can't exist. So when you travel now anywhere, there's very few mom and pops that can survive, and there's a sadness to me because that's how I started, as a mom and pop.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, franchising or Houndstown franchising, it is a mom and
It's a mom
pop.
and pop.
It's a
It's small
completely
business.
mom and pop. Because, and it has to be mom and pop for this reason, pet care, corporations can't provide pet care. They just can't do it. They're caught up in corporate crap, their bottom lines, and they can't. So this is really the perfect marriage. And then on the other side, mom and pops could never afford what you do and whatever all of our other teams do. So they're getting the benefit of this team of people, this passionate team of people that are out there. And yet they're the mom. This is their business. So you say Pittsburgh is Joe's business, and they make it. What I like, Jackie said, they make it. Pittsburgh is a cool city, and they introduce elements. So it's not a cookie cut. Yeah, but every franchise you go to, you'll have the same experience. You're going to know you're in the Houndstown, but you're also going to see elements of that particular city. So it's really cool because these people are from Pittsburgh. We're not, right? We just come in, so they know their city and they're proud of their city. Kind of what Jackie was saying. It's like coming to somebody's house and they're proud of what they've done, and they should be.
And that makes a huge difference. You know, we were just talking about before we came to the show. PetSmart and how they still breed discriminate. We saw something on Facebook about a little pit bull puppy who got rejected for daycare because he looked like a pit bull.
Yep.
These are stories we hear a lot.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think what makes Houndstown different from almost every other interactive pet care facility out there is that we really are a small business backed by a business model that has been working and tweaked and in operation and successful for more than 20 years. So we have a very unique position, you know, especially when it comes to our competitors.
Oh yeah, and we were pioneers in this business, although we weren't franchising. But we started this in the 1999. I began. You know, we started our first location. It wasn't a franchise, but back in 1999, if you said doggy daycare, people looked at you like you were out of your mind because people like, I'm going to pay you to watch my dog today. That's insanity. And now, doggy daycare is a necessity. It's not a luxury. Because our society has changed. So we have working couples now, the economy changed. So doggy daycare isn't just a fluffy place for people to go because they feel guilty. They need us. Our core customer are police, firemen, teachers, the whole gamut. Now I see construction because the economy is so good right now, and I laugh because now we have these construction workers pull into our parking lot, right? It's like they're 300-pound guys with big beards, and they pull in. They got this tiny little dog, and it makes me laugh because honestly, 10 years ago, construction workers certainly weren't. They just that wasn't their thing, bringing their dogs to doggy daycare. So it's just funny. And the beauty of Houndstown USA is we address the recession because we're priced right, everything is good. So when and if, not when, it will occur, a recession, people still need doggy daycare. So they're going to come to the place that's very straightforward. There's no BS, there's no upselling, and so you know, I talk to people. They come from another pet care facility. They said they need an accountant to figure out their bill. It started out as say $25 a day with all the add-ons and everything.
Insane.
We're going to take our break again. Then we're going to come back. We're going to talk to Corey Packer, the coolest guy on earth besides me, about what he does and how he's
We've been prepping that for the past 3 segments.
All right, we're going to be back. Stay
for real this
we'll
time.
come back.
For real.
Well, we talked a lot. What else you want to talk about? Oh, okay. You got a good sense of humor, Jackie. She's kidding.
So we'll talk about the Michigan Humane Society.
Yes, of course, this ties in now to the Houndstown charity.
And then you can let Corey talk about the podcast.
Podcast, yes. All right. It's hot, but that's good. All right, so then we're going to pack
Ashley?
up, go home.
Could you imagine?
What?
It is actually.
No, it's not. That's not actually.
That's not it.
No, Ashley's done with it.
She did just.
I got it. It's great to hear Jackie on the show again. She brings class and knowledge from a different perspective.
Who
Nice.
said that?
I got my friend Tom
Good.
Sullivan.
Yes, Tom Sullivan. Oh no, he's not on Facebook, right?
No, he's not on Facebook. in class and intelligent, he's a kiss ass is what he is. It doesn't class and intelligent. He can't even.
That's not very nice.
No, it's not. All right, I got to talk about Sarah, the Brookhaven Animal Shelter dog. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to wind up, and we're going to talk about the podcast. What's the name of your podcast?
Mine?
Yeah.
E for Explicit Podcast.
What is it?
We're on it. It's called the Mike Gold Show.
Yeah. All right.
E for explicit.
I got called Michael today when I had to change rooms. They were like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Master Gold." I'm like, "Thank you."
They probably have a lot of notes in
What?
his profile.
This guy's a dick.
Yeah. I forgot I was him. So
We had to change rooms because someone's smoking in this room.
yeah, someone smoked it underneath my room and it made my whole.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, that's like a law.
In 5,
Yeah.
4, 3.
Welcome back, folks, to the Dish on Dogs. I'm your host, Mike Gould, Mayor of Houndstown, USA. The good news is, this is our last segment. We're winding down. For those of you who are still awake, it was kind of shocking. All right, so the Dish on Dogs is a show about dog behavior. If you listen, go back to our old shows. We always have a dog here. We try to when we do it live. And we talk about, one of the things we talk about is Houndstown charities. But I want to reintroduce, before we talk about Houndstown Charities, Corey Packer is here, our media guru and brand director for Houndstown. So now the next thing we're going to do, and he's also a podcast star.
Yeah, podcast, yeah.
He's a podcast star. So forget, what was that show? Come on down, Price is Right. Right. So he's a celebrity in his own right. So talk about podcast, and we're going to try to introduce that. What's the benefits of it? I mean, we're going to do our radio show, of course,
Sure.
because there's old people down in Florida that don't, they wouldn't know what a hell a podcast
there's two
is.
people
So
down
explain that, because my friend Tom Sullivan is listening with his mom. They don't. So how do we talk about podcasts?
A lot of pressure. Tom
Lot-
Sullivan and his mom?
Yeah, well, she's the brains of the operator. He
Got
just
it.
listens. She'll
Got it.
explain this to him when you're done. All right.
So podcasting is really the number one benefit of it is accessibility, right? I can't listen to this on the go in my car, in the shower, when I'm getting ready, when I'm doing all this stuff, because I have to tune in at 8 o'clock
Right.
every single Monday. Podcast, I could save it and listen to it 2 months later down the road. I can listen to it over and over and over and over and over again, and it's good. It's a good conversation. So it's informative. It's entertaining. It's basically all the needs that someone needs to be like engaged and stuff like that, right? So, and you can do 30 episodes in a week and plan out an entire year's worth of content in a weekend.
Right.
So that's kind of like the benefits of it, and it's hot. So audio is like making a comeback now, right? So audio. I mean, if you think about like Joe Rogan, who's a he's been doing a podcast for 10 years. I mean, his podcast, presidential candidates go on it, like
Right.
really popular people go on it, and it's got like the voice of like a generation, really. Like people go to this podcast
Right.
to learn things,
Right.
and it's insane. So
I guess for old timers like me, that it's like such a vast amount of information out there. So I'm guessing there's millions of podcasts, right?
Oh, for sure,
Right.
yeah.
So how are you going to promote our show that we're going to do? Like how does that? Like I wouldn't know how to begin with that. So
well, I think all of the knowledge that you have, which that's what kind of attracts me to you guys too, is like you're so smart when it comes to dogs.
thank you.
So
Well,
like,
Only
it's
when it
about
comes
it.
to
Only when it
dogs.
comes to dogs.
Right.
No, but I mean, if you like, honestly, of all my podcasts, yours was probably the most, if not the most popular one.
Really?
And had some very interesting people on.
Right.
Because first off, your personality stuck out, but the knowledge that you have is so interesting that people actually care enough to tune in.
Oh, I see.
There's so many whys do dogs. Like I ask you all the time, why does Boomer do this? Why? I hear you, I listen, I don't follow the rules.
Right, which is fine. Most people don't.
But people want to know that
Right,
stuff.
no, absolutely.
So that's why it's going to be an easy sell as far as people listening and gathering listeners. And you already have somewhat of a following, so that's going to help.
All right. So yeah, we're gonna.
So yeah, the news is we're gonna now podcast.
Yeah, we're going to do a
And we're
podcast.
creating a whole new, basically, show and library of content, not only for our customers but for our franchisees,
Yes.
so that we can continue to be. That can continue to be a brand differentiator for us, and when we go into new markets and when we're promoting Houndstown, because of Mike's background and knowledge about dogs and dogs management and dog psychology, that's a huge differentiator when it comes to competitors. So we're going to start to use that to help grow our Houndstowns in new markets.
Sure. Is this breaking news? With that, is it
breaking
breaking
Oh
news?
yeah,
Coming along the wire.
I don't even know.
I usually have a breaking news segment. Breaking news.
This is breaking news.
Dogs bite. Breaking news. Dogs have teeth. Breaking news. Breaking news.
They
Breaking
pee.
news. Right. They pee and poop.
Yeah.
Breaking news. They hump, jump, and dump. Okay, you get the idea.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Corey.
No, this
Right.
is breaking news. But I forgot what I was going to say. It's basically the same kind of content of your knowledge and everything like that, just broken down over a period of time. And
in specific topics.
yes,
So
it'll be way more it'll be way
More focused,
more
right.
focused. But also, I guarantee you, there is no other big box or any type of doggy daycare that has a podcast.
Right.
So, because they're going to be late to the party. I
Right. But not
guarantee
only that, and I do agree, like there's content, and the content is important to people. I just provide my perspective on things. So there's a lot of things that we do besides doggy daycare. Meaning, I go to court and I testify as an expert in some very interesting dog cases. We did a homicide case in North Carolina where they used a cadaver dog, and we can explore them a little bit more in detail.
Well, exactly what I was going to say is, you can have guests, you can have former, if you have police friends.
I don't have friends in the police department. No.
Well, you have friends in general.
No, I have friends.
You have Tom Sullivan down there.
Tom Sullivan, he's really
and
funny.
his mom. So that's two people we can have. But
We can talk about that though. The police
what
department.
I'm saying is, you can have like how we did our podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
You can have that same feel and same kind of, because if you talk about dogs, it'll be dog related in some way, shape,
exactly.
or form.
It's always a connection.
But exactly, there'll always be a connection.
Right.
All right, we only have
3 minutes.
3 minutes left. I want to talk about our partnership with the Michigan Humane Society.
Yes. I just want to make one point. My experience with working with the police department in the 80s was like working in the mafia, all right? So listen to our podcast, and we'll talk
Well, that's
about
an interesting tease.
It's
for
a tease.
the podcast.
I'll tease it with that and tease when my dog found a head in the snow.
It's in my
You
podcast.
got that in your podcast.
Yeah.
So we have these little interesting stories back in my drinking days. Okay, the Humane Society. So this is a great partnership, and actually our friends Pete and Kristen out of Detroit came up with this prior to them even opening. They've done 2 or 3 events, and they've nurtured this relationship with the Michigan Humane Society. So what we're doing is doing what we call a fresh air fund for dogs, meaning we're going to partner with the Humane Society in Detroit. They're going to bring 3, 4, 5 dogs on a specific day to play and just be dogs. They get out of there, wherever they are right now, in shelters or people's homes. They're going to come to Detroit, Metro Detroit, maybe on a Tuesday. We haven't done the nuances of it. The dogs are going to get dropped off. They're going to have a day of humping, jumping, and dumping without getting yelled at, without getting screamed at. We're going to give them a nice spa bath because that's one of the services that we do. And it's going to be something really, it's going to be a win-win for everyone. It's a win-win for Kristen and Pete. It's a win-win for us. So Houndstown Charities, that's what we do. We have it, and Corey quite correctly said, it always has dogs and humans. There's always that connection. So we're really excited about that. If it works in Detroit, we're going to try to do that.
We want to become a partner with the Humane Societies across the country because really it's been phenomenal for me personally to see over the past 6 or 7 years I've been involved with Houndstown to see how many dogs we've had through the Fresh Air Fund and the experience they have just getting out of the shelter for one day and getting to play and interact with other dogs, interact with our staff.
Right.
It means everything to these
Right.
dogs. It makes them more socialized. It makes them more adoptable.
Oh, absolutely.
And our Bergen franchisees, Steve and Anthony, have developed this relationship with the Bergen County Animal Shelter. they've had dozens of dogs come through their doors. They've helped to adopt out and change about a dozen dog lives. So it's definitely really meaningful,
Right.
and it's something that the charity is
Right.
going to look
And
to partner with going forward.
Absolutely, and it's simple. We do other programs, Handcuffs to Healing. We do all kinds of other things, but there's a lot more mechanics to it. So right now we're going to roll out this simple Fresh Air Fund, starting in Detroit as a pilot program. Hopefully we're going to roll it out nationally. But while I only have a minute left, I want to talk about the Brookhaven Animal Shelter. So last time we were on, we had a dog named Clutch. Remember Clutch, Danielle? Danielle's
wasn't
sleeping.
here.
All right, she wasn't here. She was out partying somewhere.
I was in Pittsburgh.
Oh, you were in Pittsburgh. I'm sorry. We had this dog Clutch. Guess what? He came on our show. He's
Yeah,
adopted.
adopted.
He's adopted.
Woo, Clutch.
Next week we're going to have Sarah. The dog's name is Sarah. She's going to be being handled by Karen from the Brookhaven Animal Shelter. It's a 2-year-old husky up for adoption, and we want to kind of video or show her progress. We started working with her today. She's going to be here next Monday. I'm also going to have a guest from the Hempstead Animal Shelter and the Brookhaven Animal Shelter here Monday night, Facebook Live. Follow us. Watch for Sarah. She's cool. She's a 2-year-old. She's a stray. She ran away. She needs the right person to be her family member. Not just anybody, the right person. So we're very selective about that. So join us next Monday. Follow us on all of this social media crap that everybody does here, Facebook. All right.